What's going on, guys? Hello to any new subscribers. Seems that there is demand for Tesla videos. It's funny that I posted a video, Tesla is ready to skyrocket, and then a couple days later, it's red. So it's like, fuck this guy. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. Boo! Unsubscribe. Boo this man. Yeah, funny how that works out. But I'm sure some of you heard the message. Any dips until, I would say, October, November, these are dips to buy. And I posted on X and I said that there's some FUD out there for NVIDIA that Alibaba, the Chinese company, is looking to make their own AI chips. Is this like that 20th time there's some random FUD for the chip sector in NVIDIA? China bans chip. China unbans chips. Trump puts tariffs. It's like snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. What is it? So this is just another FUD they have to put out there. And guys, Friday, more often than not, for options max pain, if you guys aren't aware of that phenomenon, people and the market and market makers and degenerates from Wall Street bets, they're always buying options. They're buying call options to gamble, saying something's gonna go up. They're buying put options for stuff to short, and for everything. SPY, the NASDAQ, Russell, Google, NVIDIA, AMD. And they call it max pain because what is the maximum pain? What is the maximum amount of fuckery we're gonna do to screw people out of their money and make everyone's call options and put options go to zero? That is max pain. And there's a weekly expiration every week. So on Friday, the market insiders and makers are like, let's fuck everyone and meet that sweet spot, that sweet price level that causes everyone to lose their money and they gotta go back to the Wendy's dumpster. So that's options max pain. And combined with Friday being expiration, it's also the end of the month. Not too often because Labor Day, the market is closed on Monday. So we are the last trading day of the month. And for all the technical mumbo jumbo, the charts and the candles, these are significant things. I used to not be such a proponent of technical analysis and all these squiggly lines and charts and stuff, but the monthly candle expiration is very important. And it kind of sucks. I was hoping Tesla would close above 345 because that would keep the very short-term bullish intact. So if we close under like around 340 or 335, I don't know what it's gonna close because the market's still open at the time of recording. All it means, guys, is that they're just pushing it out further. As I said in the last video, everything is fucking fake news. The reason the market is down on news, so I gave you the real reason we're down, which is max pain for options and monthly candle to keep these trend lines and structures intact. But 90% of people out there paying attention to market will look at the news and see that the news that brought down the market is core PCE inflation. So it's at 2.9%. It met all the analyst numbers and the estimates. It's just right on the dot, 2.9 and everything else. But they're running with the headline that it's the highest since February. Inflation is out of control. It will go higher. Fed has to be tighter. Go to cash. Stagflation, yada, 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 yada. So that's the reason that most people will tell you that the market is down today. I should have led with that. But again, the real reason we're down today is because they need the market makers need the market to be down to fuck people out of their money, to get people off sides in the wrong positions, because make no mistake, we are still in the trajectory of blow off top. I look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin went under 110 and it's around 108, 108,000. Bitcoin dominance continues to dwindle and go down, but that is bullish. It's called market breadth. Rotation is good. NVIDIA is down 3.5%. If you are not in NVIDIA, this is the point of this video I need to make. So NVIDIA and Bitcoin are down, and these two things, they're market cap behemoths. Before the couple of red days that NVIDIA had, the market cap was $4.5 trillion. Write that down on a piece of paper and how many freaking zeros that is. It's an insane value. And even though we went down 5, 6, 7% in the past couple of days with Nvidia, it's still at like a 4.2 trillion market cap. That means $300 billion of money and liquidity is now available to rotate into other stuff, other laggards. What has lagged? Small caps, meme stocks, altcoins, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Tesla for those that are interested. Yes, Tesla is a big market cap as well. It's around $1 trillion. But 1 trillion and 4 trillion, that's a giant fucking difference. So money will flow into laggards. Tesla has been a laggard. It's the only Mag 7 stock that is still red for the year. And all I need to know about today's red day is that Ethereum and Chainlink and IWM, the Russell 2000, despite them being red for the day, they're less red than all these other mega cap tech stocks and the NASDAQ and the SPY. They're holding their supports. People are freaking out that, oh my God, sell everything, but Tesla is still at 335. You told me back a couple of years ago when I went all in on Tesla at like 170-ish in 2022. If you had told me Tesla was 335, I'd be like, oh, that's nice, I doubled up. It's just that sentiment is so bad, and yes, Tesla has lagged, but 335 is still maintaining that bullish structure. There is a small, started to be a buzzkill, but there's a small chance Tesla goes back down to 300. Even smaller chance that there's a possibility we go down to touch 270 because of Ichimoku cloud bullshit again. And guess what? Elon's tweeting about politics again. He's tweeting about UK. So they rang Elon on the bat phone, the market makers or the powers to be, and they were like, Elon, we need you to provide some more smoke screen again. We're gonna dump Tesla for some one final dip buying opportunity for insiders. And he's like, oh, begrudgingly, he's like, okay, I'll start tweeting some dumb shit again. Maybe it's not playing exactly that way, but in my mind it is. So he might come out with some rhetoric or some bullshit next week that might push down the stock as some smokescreen and distraction. But me, just like I did on that infamous Epstein tweet day when we dropped like 11% in a fucking day, I'm gonna back the truck up. I'll probably reload some of my long call options and pick up some shares. But just look at that. I'll try to post another picture of that M2 money supply. Look, it's not a straight line. That money supply chart, there's dips, but overall it goes up. So don't freak out until I say otherwise, where like I put a huge headline, get the fuck out, go all cash, I'm out. But for now, I'm buying the dip. I got a bunch of option premiums selling put options on Tesla and Coinbase and AMD and SPY, and it adds up. Premium adds up, and I'm gonna use that to add to my BMNR, I have some SBET. Those are sucking ass lately, but those are super volatile. I knew that stepping in what I signed up for when I bought those stocks. As they whipsaw and rubber band down, they're rubber band back up. And Tesla to a lesser extent, but yes, we all know Tesla's volatile. It's gonna outperform. So I would suggest buy the dip. I think more people need to pay attention to small caps and altcoins in particular. And for me, there's a reason that Chainlink is my second biggest position. Right now, I'm around like $190,000 in Chainlink, but I'll try to do my best to explain why. If you look back a few months ago, one of my earliest primitive videos, I talk about Chainlink, but it's low production quality and I don't really elaborate. It had very little views, and why would you listen to some schmuck telling you to buy Chainlink? But I will say that if you actually listened to that video and bought Chainlink, you would have doubled up your money. And I'm screaming from the rafters, my closest friends that I feel comfortable giving financial advice, but I tell them with the disclaimer, be prepared for a fucking volatile up and down roller coaster that you will 110%. I have 1000% conviction, even more so than Tesla. Sorry to say. I have more conviction that Chainlink will be a double up or a triple up in the short term. And it's tough to buy a bunch of shares of Tesla because it is a 3-digit stock, 300 whatever dollars. So you need to have a massive amount of money or go very degenerate and buy call options to get that upside with Tesla. But if someone is new and they're listening to this right now and they only have a few thousand, $5,000, if they put it all into Tesla, that's not really life-changing money. But for those guys, I'm telling you, Chainlink is my second biggest conviction, and it's around $23, $23.50. Let's start from why I'm bullish on Chainlink, and I'll try to give you some background and snapshots and to make it more believable. And it's not just me talking my ass. First and foremost, I said this when I was talking shit about Palantir, but evil and corruption pay. Look what Trump is doing before he tweets out random shit to crash the market or pump the market. Of course he's telling his insider buddies and his sons and his relatives to, hey, I'm about to pump the market, get ready, but don't make it look too obvious. Same thing, so follow the money. Evil and corruption pay. War is profitable. Evil is profitable. So I'm sorry to the Chainlink maxis who are like, boo, fuck you, Chainlink's the future. Chainlink is evil. That's why I'm in it. They're moving to a new money system. The powers that be are deciding that the new money system is going to be on the blockchain and be backed by digital assets. So Bitcoin and Ethereum will be like the gold and silver. They'll be the reserves that all of our money is kind of backed by. And they're putting everything on the blockchain. If you look at Chainlink in particular, they announced partnerships with the Department of Commerce, the same assholes who just pump out this economic fake data. So to me, it just means more fake data, but more controllable, manipulated, high-speed, click of a button fake data. Follow the money, follow the corruption. If the CEO's name of Chainlink is Sergey Nagarov, I'll try to post a picture right here. And look at this. There's a video clip and a picture of him at the White House shaking hands with our boy, Mango Man. And that is only one meeting. He's been to the White House, and not just with Trump, but a lot of different cabinet members making deals, wheeling and dealing. And lo and behold, that was a few months ago, lo and behold, Chainlink is making a lot of partnerships within our government. And this is the only altcoin that is doing this. Do you see the CEO of fucking Tron or fucking Pepcoin or Doge or Shiba Inu? None of these other dickheads are rubbing shoulders with Trump and his inner circle. Only this guy. And that speaks volumes to me because they're all in the same club. Michael Saylor, he's in the club. The Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, he's now in the club. They were all kissing the ring and paying homage when Trump got inaugurated, just along with the other tech CEOs. Like, I don't agree with a lot of liberal retards that much, but they do have one thing right. It's the mega corporations are evil. They got us by the balls. They only care about profit margins, and they just continue to deteriorate our way of life and the working class and the middle class. And it's all correlated. They got us hooked on our smartphones. They're listening to us on our smartphones. They're feeding us all this capitalism bullshit to waste our paychecks, get into debt. Look at Klarna. You can freaking finance a pair of pants and a burrito. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need that burrito. Well, I didn't finish eating it. Fuck you, that burrito's mine. It's insane. They're financing everything. They're making phones $2,000. They're pushing all this advertising and marketing to keep you on that perpetual hamster wheel to work and provide output for the economy and GDP and production so they get richer. We do all the work, keep none of the money. They do none of the work and keep all the money. The system is rigged, folks. So going back, yeah, Chainlink is very under the radar. You go on a stock twits or whatever, there's like only 30,000 followers compared to Tesla or the ESPY that have upwards of 500,000 or 1 million. It's very under the radar. And Ethereum recently hit all-time highs. Ripple hit all-time highs. Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Chainlink all-time high is $58. And the market cap of Chainlink is only like 15 billion. I said this before, but I'll say it again. A Saudi prince who wipes his ass with all this blood oil money could be like, ooh, he could watch my fucking video right now and double up the price of Chainlink overnight. It is that cheap in market cap. Remember what I said about Nvidia. 300 billion was lost in market cap and global liquidity to Nvidia today. You put that in some Russell 2000, some meme stocks, a little Tesla, some crypto and altcoins, those shits go parabolic in 2 seconds. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The risk reward upside is to me, in my mind, there's nothing that beats Chainlink right now. So that was one thing. Follow the money, follow the corruption. Now I'll post the other thing. This has been in the works for several years. Look at this picture graph of all these partnerships with Chainlink. Does Solana have partnerships? Does fucking Cardano? Does Ripple? These fucking Ripple idiots who have no concept of market cap, and you explain to them and their heads explode. So look at these partnerships. You have MasterCard, Visa is about to probably announce a partnership. You have Swift, you have UBS. You have all these obscure names that we aren't household names, but they are the foundation of our global and financial money system. All transactions are made. Anytime you swipe and make a payment on a card, anytime you make a payment to your bank account for bills, anytime you send a payment for freaking Amazon to charge your shit, all businesses making transactions, utilities, they're all run some way, form or another on some of these companies or institutions or systems. And the overwhelming majority have already signed with Chainlink a partnership to utilize their technology. My friend Vitamin D King, even though he doesn't have a whole lot of chain, he put it in a way. Or it's like the Oracle of blockchain and crypto, meaning Oracle is what current internet uses to make everything kind of run properly. Chainlink is the same thing except for crypto. Years ago, I said when I first started a position and I bought in the single digits, like $5 and shit, if crypto were to be a real thing and not some tulip Ponzi scheme, which for most of its existence, that's what it was. If crypto goes mainstream and institutions and companies use it, Chainlink will be the one that puts it all together. And lo and behold, fast forward a few years later, yes, that's what's going on right now. And so why is that bullish? Chainlink basically gets a tiny commission anytime there is a transaction made anywhere on these money financial systems. It's like guys watch Office Space, you know, Mike Judge, their whole scheme when they burn down Initech or whatever, and Lumberg almost gets their ass. But remember their scheme? It's like they take fractions of a penny, decimal points, except Peter Gibbons fucked up and got 1 decimal point, or Michael Bolton fucked up and it was way too much money, way too fast. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. That's what Chainlink is. It takes, except it's not a Ponzi, it's not a scam, and they're not stealing. That's just the cost of them using that technology. Just a tiny commission for all these transactions. And it's not really live yet. It will, they'll switch the button on shortly, and that's when we go parabolic. But in the meantime, Chainlink has stopped diluting their investors. They're one of the very few cryptos and altcoins that aren't diluting people. They're actually buying it back. There's a Chainlink reserve. The Chainlink maxis were bitching a few days ago because they actually announced a official Chainlink ETF. When Ripple did that and Ethereum did that and Bitcoin did that, those coins pumped like 5-10% over the course of several days. Chainlink, we got like nothing, flat. But that's all by design. They're still in accumulation phase. Most people are not paying attention to Chainlink, even the most in the know guru and the economists and this and that. We're distracted with something else. There's a distraction for everyone, whether you're distracted by football, you're distracted by Trump, you're distracted by ongoing wars and conflicts, or your favorite TV show, or Real Housewives, or anime. Someone is always distracted. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you invest in Chainlink right now, even though it's well above its lows, you're still early. And don't miss out. My plan for Chainlink, I've always said my target for Chainlink is $70 but in the next few months. And that could happen within a fucking 2 weekends. It could happen. That's how crypto moves. It moves so fast. And since I have such a large amount, I'm going to take my seed money out, pay off some taxes that I have, or save some money for taxes. But I'm going to let the rest ride. And it might be, you know, life-changing money if you hold it long, if not for you, for your kids. One day when this whole, I'm still in the mindset that recession is still in the horizon. After that is all done and the dust has settled and the printer is fully on again and you have a bag of Chainlink, yeah, why not? Sky's the limit. Could hit $1,000 for Chainlink. You could have a node or some bullshit like Ethereum nodes. Just put a little position, especially if you're an all-in Tesla investor. It, in a weird way, because Tesla is such a volatile stock, having not all my money tied up in one thing is good for your mental health and to keep your sanity. Don't get married to a stock is what I'm trying to say. Just put a little bit. It could be like 1% of your portfolio, your net worth. But just don't ever say no one ever told you about Chainlink when it goes parabolic. You're hearing it here and you're hearing it early. So guys, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and I will see you guys